Hi, very good morning, one and all. Sorry for the delay. So we'll start off right away with today's topic, today's general topic. But before that, very good morning, all of you. Hi, Suresh. I think you're the first, one of the first persons who always attend our live session and keep it coming. Yes, Suresh. Very good morning. Hi, Regina. Hi, Ashina. Hi, Sanida. Abhishek. Hello. Hi, Niharika. Yes, Ashina, we are live now. Yes, Nintu, hi, good morning. Hi, Preeti, Rupali. Hi, Pooja. Hi, Richa. Hi, Aishwarya. And hi, Ashutosh. A very good morning. And first of all, let's start with today's wishes. Like Rupali, it's your birthday today, right? So, wish you all the best. Very happy birthday. May you dream big and achieve all your dreams, right? So, have a great day and enjoy yourself. So, today we're going to start, we're going to have a general discussion on the topic suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. So, so you might be knowing who has given this obvious quote. And today we're going to discuss about a person, a champion who is three times heavyweight boxing champion and also won North American Boxing Federation. And most importantly, he was dubbed Sportsman of the Century and even went on receiving or winning an Olympic gold medal. And he is none other than Muhammad Ali. So today we're going to discuss about his autobiography and also try to learn valuable lessons which he has put based on his life experiences. And some of the lessons are so relevant and so obvious for all of us that at one point of time in life we do face these situations, and these lessons given by him give us a clue or cue on how to maintain and achieve success. And today we're going to have this general discussion for the first 20, initial 20, 30 minutes, we shall have this general discussion. And then we'll proceed with a normal one. In the sense you have any general queries. Also, I've been getting some mails from last night. I haven't answered any of them, but I'll definitely answer them as soon as possible. Even if you have any general question pertaining to preparation or any clarity you need pertaining to any aspect, not just subject, but also general, or it can be even your preparation. They're all most welcome in this live session, right? So we'll start off right away with our today's discussion, right? So as I said, today we're going to discuss about, see, when someone says that I am great, we consider him as a mad person or we consider him as overconfident person, isn't it? When someone says I'm great, but you know what, this guy has said he's not only great but he's double great. So look at his confidence levels and look at what he has achieved so far in his life. And his damaged last year itself, right, due to some he is suffering from Parkinson's disease as well. He died last year 2016, and he said, and I quote, I am not the greatest, I am the double greatest. Not only do I knock them out, but I also pick the round. So that's what I mean. These sentences say how confident he was and how he fulfilled his potential throughout his life. And you know what? This is one of my favorite quote which Muhammad Ali has given. He says, I suffered every minute of training. Let me just put exactly in his own words. I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. I mean, these words are so inspiring, and we feel like, yes, why not? Why can't we suffer now? Why can't we work hard, work smart, whatever it is? Why don't we just sacrifice our present for sake of our future? Isn't it? These are some of the beautiful lines, and you know what? When I was going through his lessons, like life lessons learned from Muhammad Ali, they're so inspiring. We're going to have a discussion regarding them at the end of the session, maybe after 15 20 minutes after going through his autobiography, right? I hope it is trending fine. I hope I'm audible. I have some throat issues, so I'll be talking at a low pitch. You have any issue with that? Let me know. I'll try to raise my voice. Okay? Right. Yes, he was dangerously optimistic. Dangerously optimistic. That's true. Right. Yeah, right. We'll proceed then. So, Muhammad Ali was the inspiration for an entire generation. Has anyone, has anyone man in our time inspired so many people to fulfill their potential? Then definitely we have an answer. Yes, it is Muhammad Ali. How? When at the turn of a millennium, when he was training ahead of his heavyweight fight against British Richard Dunn in 1976 EPA, when at the turn of millennium the BBC awarded Muhammad Ali the prize of sports personality of the century, his mind had by then been subjected to nearly 2 decades of Parkinson's disease but had lost none of its mischief. I had a good time boxing, he stammered, and I may come back. The truth is, he never went away. From the minute Cassius Clay, the fast talking, initially he was a Christian, later he converted into a Sunni Muslim, way back in 1960s. So the truth is, he never went away. From the minute Cassius Clay, so it was his name, Cassius Clay, Clay named after his father, and the talking, irresistibly attractive son of Louisiana, who was born in Kentucky, was let loose upon the world. He was the most inspirational, galvanizing, eloquent icon sport has ever produced. Has anyone in our time inspired so many to fulfill their potential? Several generations, it's not just one generation, as I said previously. Several generations of children have tried to think like him, move like him, talk like him, and look like him. His confidence and sheer charisma had a singular quality, but so powerful was its effects that countless would be heroes have tried to ape his achievements, and none did and none will, and he is the only one and unique personality we ever have in this century. Though he later transcended sport, it was first and foremost as a boxer that Ali captivated the planet. The man who floored Sonny Liston, seen as all sporting legends to master the techniques of his profession while inventing skills others hadn't yet even dreamed of. In method and philosophy, Ali the boxer was a special thing and original in his own way. He had the fastest feet, sharpest jab of any man to enter the ring, as well as better understanding of the space around and available to him than any who came before or after. By the time he defeated George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle, perhaps the most hyped match in the history of sport, and one that lived up to that hype, he had given memorable linguistic shape to his approach. He said, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. This exquisite formulation carried all the hallmarks of powerful English, a readily accessible metaphor, monosyllabic words, and moral force. It was the power of Ali's language that allowed him to capture as many hearts as he did. Many champions in sport and elsewhere have bags of braggadocio. A few would articulate it in the smooth southern drawl that became his hallmark. And when he launched himself upon British cameras ahead of his bout with Foreman in the Rumble of Jungle and declared his opponent ugly, it was as much how he spoke as what he said that injected new drama into occasion. He had this habit of creating hype before starting any match by giving some or by adding some controversy. There was a lot of hype before the beginning of the match itself. Yet it was the point at which Ali went from heavyweight fighter to first a religious and black icon and then conscience of a nation that secured his impact on his history. There is always something unappealing about the zeal of religious converts, and in his fawning attachment to cult leaders such as Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Ali succumbed to the immature conspirational thinking, victimhood mentality that occasionally tarnished the fight for equality in post war America. As a champion of black emancipation, he revolted against Cassius Clay because he said that his slave name, Ali, ranks with, and he said, in fact, he was named after his father, who was a colonist previously. Ali ranks with Martin Luther King Jr. and Bob Marley as one of those who, in the 20th century, did more than almost any others to force an end to shameful oppression. And even when he was asked to serve his country, America, in Vietnam, he refused. He refused, saying that I'm not going to hurt anyone. I'm not going to kill anyone. And Ali ranks with Martin Luther King Jr. and Bob Marley as one of those who, in 20th century, did more than almost any others to force an end to shameful oppression. There was widespread slavery at that time. As a devotee of the Nation of Islam, he was less effective in redressing historic wrongs or curing modern ills than when he demanded equal rights for black people. When he said he would not fight in Vietnam War, he became a conquering hero to all those who felt rightly that America's misadventure in Asia was being driven by morally bankrupt foreign policy. The timing of his conversion to Islam and objection to military action, which came just as America's culture wars were boiling over, ensured that even those who cared not a jot for boxing would have reason to look him as an example. And so finally, and with a grim irony, would those people across the world living with mental degradation, the blows that rained down the Ali's head as a boxer took their painful revenge in the form of Parkinson's, eventually had to succumb to Parkinson's disease, with which he would live for another 32 years. Even in this sad final act, his brave public appearances were an unforgettable commentary on a life so well lived and gave millions, if not billions, someone to look up to. And of Muhammad Ali, there is little that can be said that he didn't say himself. He was right about the power of sport. He was right about racial equality. He was right about Vietnam. He was right about himself. And he was, as he so often reminded us, the greatest. So it shows like what his attitude was exactly and what his opinion on in with respect to the biases which are present widespread in the society at that time, the slavery, the issues of war, issues of politics, issues of sport. So it shows his kind of mentality that he was dangerously optimistic, as one of you rightly mentioned, and it's not even before all these issues. I mean, when he was into sport, he enjoyed it. He knew everything what he was doing. He was a pinpoint precision, and he was well aware of the space around him. He developed new techniques, and he just mastered his sport. And he was dubbed as the greatest sportsman of the century, even by BBC. And even he had many achievements to his credit. And there are some valuable life lessons from Muhammad Ali, and these are really so inspiring. The first one, it's not the action that makes a thing right or wrong, but the purpose behind the action. And he carefully puts that the following way. I know that I constantly encourage my readers to take action, but it goes deeper than that. We must take a right action motivated by a purpose greater than ourselves. And it must be a purpose designed to help others and to make for a better world. And if our purpose is selfish, its longevity will be obviously unsustainable. But if it is given as an act of generosity, then who knows what power is emitted by such action. So these are some of the beautiful lines which we can draw inspiration for years together. And he says, it's not just action, but what's your inner motive? That really matters. If you're really being selfish, if you're doing it only for yourself, that's going to be obviously unsustainable. No one is going to, encourage you a longer duration. You're going to just stop. I mean, it's not just creating a platform where you just keep on talking about yourself. It's about helping others. It's about creating an environment where others can grow and nurture, right? So that's the valuable lesson which he gives through his experience. And he says, I know that I constantly encourage my readers to take action, but it goes deeper than that. We must take a right action motivated by a purpose greater than ourselves. This is very important. It must be a purpose designed to help others and make for a better world. And if our purpose is selfish, its longevity will be unsustainable. But if it is given as an act of generosity, then who knows what power is emitted by such action. And the second lesson, we have one life, it soon will be past. What we do for God is all that will last. His views on religion. You and I have been created for a divine purpose. Have you discovered what yours is? This is not a question about religion, but rather about a responsibility we have as humans while planted here on earth. Find your purpose, fulfill your purpose, and while you're at it, check in with the boss to make certain you're not trying to fill someone else's shoes. Nothing worse than getting to the end of your life and not fulfilling your calling and applying your potential. So everyone has a purpose in life, and everyone when we fulfill our potential and when we serve the purpose which we were designed for, then that gives ultimate satisfaction. And the third one, I would have been the world's greatest at whatever I did. If I were a garbage man, I would be the world's greatest garbage man. I would pick up more garbage and faster than anyone has ever seen. And to tell you the truth, I would have been the greatest at whatever I have done. So this is not just about boxing career. This is not about just winning medals or getting success. This is about doing what you're doing in a perfect manner possible with the greatest sense of satisfaction. And this sentence or quote clearly demonstrates the same. Clearly says that whatever I do, I can be a garbage man, I can do anything. Whatever I do, I am greatest. And this kind of attitude and orientation is obviously going to allow us to reach peaks. And this is just awesome and inspiring. If you're going to do anything, be the greatest. Don't be satisfied with second best. Go first class. Put 100% effort into everything you do. Don't be a slapdash. Add excellence as your secret ingredient to every task you undertake. And don't remain a follower. Determine to be a leader. Just inspiring. And to be able to give away riches is mandatory if you wish to possess them. This is the only way that you will be truly rich. I see myself as a channel through which flows the riches that overflow in the direction of my life. I'm not a dam nor a blocked aqueduct. I'm a river, a steward of the wealth that I attract and then dispense as directed by my heart. Therein lies a rich life. His take on philanthropy. And I don't have to be what anyone else wants me to be. I'm free to be what I want to be. And this is my personal favorite. It's not that when someone says something, we do it. We're doing this because we wish to do it. We're doing this because we love to do it. That should be the kind of orientation that everyone should obviously possess, because you're doing it for someone else, then you're just killing yourself in the process. You'll never be happy, isn't it? And I don't have to be what anyone else wants me to be. I am free to be who I want to be. And to be me is to be free. Break all chains that seek to entangle you, whether it be parental expectations, organizational demands, or society conformities. Remember, you are unique, and in order to operate in that uniqueness, you must resist conformity if you are truly to embrace your destiny. This is really, really motivating. It's not just we try to fit in others' shoes. We have our own customized shoes. I mean, we should come up with our own customized ideas. And this is the greatest lesson we can take it from this entire live session. This is the greatest lesson I say. And I don't have to be what anyone else wants me to be. I am free to be who I want to be. And that's called as freedom. To be me is to be free and break all chains that seek to entangle you, whether it be parental expectations, remember, organizational demands, or society conformities. You are unique, remember. And in order to operate in that uniqueness, you must resist all these conditioning or conformities if you are truly to embrace your uniqueness. And love is a net that catches heart like a fish. Let love do its powerful work within you. And love draws, love attracts, love builds, love heals, and love captivates. And he says, love is a net that catches heart like a fish. Love is a magnet that will pull the very best that life has to offer into your world, while at the same time act as a beacon of light and heat that will warm the hearts of generations. So just love, just love. Because love draws, love attracts, love builds, love heals, and love captivates. Love inspires others into action. And I'm riding on my horse of hope, holding in my hand the rein of courage, dressed in the armor of patience, with the helmet of endurance on my head. I started out on my journey to the land of love. Each of us is on a journey filled with hope, and to that hope attached courage, patience, and endurance, and it will lead you to the land of love. and add faith to that combination, faith in yourself, faith in your creator, and faith in the universal law that states that as you sow in love, will reap love. So you sow in love, you will obviously reap love. So that's his take on love. It's with hatred, we're going to achieve nothing, and hatred is not good even physiologically also. And it isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out, it's the pebble in your stone. Take time to pause a moment in order to remove any pebbles you may have picked up along the way. These can take the form of your small bad habits, seeds of unforgiveness, lack of discipline, secret fears, or even devious doubts. Pull aside even for a moment, address them first, deal with them, destroy them, and for any mountaineer or for many a mountaineer has fallen to their death because of an unaddressed pebble. Deal with the pebbles in your life decisively, and you will conquer many more mountain tops. So it's not just the summit we should think about, it's about the journey through which you are going through, because that's going to make a lot of difference. So addressing your problems, addressing your current problems is definitely going to help you reach or conquer the summit, rather than assuming that summit is somewhere where I can never reach. It's challenging, and that would obviously mow you down, isn't it? That's again wonderful. And penultimate lesson, wisdom is knowing when you can't be wise. Let me just elaborate. We are all humans. We cannot know everything. We cannot be good at everything. For we have strengths, we have weaknesses. And if you do not have the wisdom in a certain area of your life, then seek out the wise, take advice, and make them your friends. Together, we can all become wise and all knowing. No egos, nothing. So wisdom is knowing what you can't be wise. So you are not master of everything. We're all not masters of everything. It's not that we know everything, but there are certain issues or areas where we may not be so much experienced or wise. So why not take the opinions of experts in their respective fields and try to make friendship and rise as a whole, as a unit. And finally, old age is just a record of one's whole life. What does your record look like thus far? I mean, I'm 29 years, so what does my record look so far? I got 26 years. What does your record look so far? You're 26 years old, or 25 years old, or 21 years old? So, 21 years old. How is your record? And he says, what does your record look like thus far? Every day, you and I breathe, we are writing the next page that will be included in the volume called My Life. Within its record, it will be scribbles, mistakes, smudges, scratchings, all mixed up with moments of great joy, eloquence, sadness, wisdom, folly, different set of emotions altogether. But by the time we reach the last page, may it end with the words, I have lived a life and fulfilled life, read and learned from my mistakes, and for the rest of the success story contained, there went I, but by the grace of God. So these are some of the inspiring lessons which we can take from Muhammad Ali. And of all this, I feel in specific, a few are very much relevant even at this moment of time, in the sense as you're preparing for post-graduation. And I would like to just repeat those two or three lessons because they are just mind-blowing, I should say. It's not the action that makes a thing right or wrong, it's the purpose behind it. So you have that. I mean, your motive or your purpose should be beyond yourself. You shouldn't be selfish, because ultimately, if you're selfish, whatever you do is not going to sustain for a longer time. So the purpose of doing anything. I mean, you can say, "I've done this, I've done that, I have taken a pen, I've marked it, I'm doing good." No, but what is the inner purpose? What is my purpose in doing what I've been doing all this while? So, what is your purpose of doing things? What you have been doing all this while? So, the purpose or the motto behind what you're doing is really very important. It's not appearing so good in front of everyone and doing all nonsense behind or thinking all nonsense behind that would ultimately serve no purpose, not only for others but also for you, right? So, what purpose. It's not just action, but just go deeper and think what is the real purpose and why are you really doing it. That makes a lot of sense. And that's the one thing which I wanted to repeat. And also, I would have been the world's greatest at whatever I did. I mean, this is the right kind of attitude which everyone should obviously possess in order to achieve success. You do whatever task, you do whatever thing which you love to, or you're eating something, you're driving something, or you're washing, whatever be the kind of activity. If you are doing it with the best intention possible, giving, I mean, we call that as mindfulness. My dad was telling me yesterday regarding this. It's like, I mean, how many of us brush our teeth and think something else early in the morning? So that mindfulness is very important. You're brushing your teeth, focus on brushing all your teeth, different areas. I mean, you're doing something, focus on that particular activity. You're reading something, focus. That's called mindfulness, and that really helps you achieve more and more attention. Attention in the sense you can focus more. Your concentration levels are going to increase definitely. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm telling you based on practical experiences also. Mindfulness is very important. And it says when you're doing something, you should have that right kind of attitude. You should give your 100% to that activity, no matter what kind of activity it is. There's nothing like good, bad, negative. Whatever you do, just give your best. And that's one of the most inspiring lessons he's giving us. And I don't have to be what anyone else wants me to be. I'm free to be who I want to be. And to be me is to be free, break all the chains that seek to entangle you, be it parental expectations, expectations from your friends, relatives, or maybe you might not be thinking about yourself in a proper way. You might be assuming that, okay, since the other guy is doing it, okay, let me do it. Right? No, what do you exactly like? And what does your heart say? I mean, what is your real passion? So it's about finding your real passion. And how do you know what's your real passion? Passion is something which I keep on saying, which doesn't allow you to sleep. It's not that you have sleepless nights, but the moment you're going to bed, I mean, nighttime before you go to bed, you feel excited about tomorrow. That's one of the symptoms for having passion. You are passionate doing something. You're passionate creating a change within yourself and in the people, lives of people around you. It brings you a kind of excitement, obviously. And most importantly, the second symptom, when you're doing that activity which you're really passionate about, you'll enjoy it. You'll not feel that as a stress. So these are few signs and symptoms which I've observed in the process of doing my work, which I'm really passionate about. And after going through a lot many autobiographies as well, and we do have a lot many symptoms. As I said, how do you identify your passion? It's it keeps you excited, and the process of that work really makes it enjoyable to do, and you'll be doing that again and again. So that's what passion is all about, right? And you can have your own definition for passion. So to be me is to be free, break all the chains that tend to entangle you, not just parental expectations, expectations of friends, family, society, this conditioning. Just leave all this. Everyone is unique. We are all unique in our own way. It's not that he is great, I am great, we are great. We're all unique in our own way. And to protect that uniqueness and to embrace that uniqueness, we should obviously break all these chains and we should go what our heart says. It is definitely worth trying, even though the process of doing all this is very, very painful, but it is worth giving a try. Because at the end of the life, as it says, you should have that sense of satisfaction, isn't it? So that sense of satisfaction comes with joy, happiness, which ultimately is given by what you do and how you take care of people around you, isn't it? So these are two or three valuable lessons which we can take up from these live sessions, and I promise you I'm going to share the same quotes in our WhatsApp update group as well as in our Gmail group as well. I request all of you to take a print as I have done. You can just take a print, stick onto the walls, or if possible, a photo, a soft copy, paste it or project it on your screens and do watch it regularly. And these will give you enormous inspiration and motivation time to time, right? And this formally completes our today's discussion on the greatest, double greatest, not just greatest, double greatest, in his own words, Muhammad Ali, right? So hope you got a few valuable points in this live session. And you have any general questions, the stage is all yours. Yes, Abhishek. Sorry, I didn't go through that. Yeah. If you're going to do anything, be the greatest. Don't be satisfied with a second best. Go first class. Put 100% effort into everything you do. Don't be slapdash. Add excellence as your secret ingredient to every task you undertake. Don't remain a follower. Determine to be a leader. So that's the exact, in his own words. Yes. Hi, Elvin. Hi, no, good morning. Yes, Rupali, you're welcome. Hi, Sushuma. Hello, good morning. Hi, Komal. A very good morning. Yes, Seshant, hello. Yes, Regina, I've seen that. We have this movie called Mountain Man, right? Yeah. Yes, I've seen. I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard of the story. So I'm not argue. I just want to assume that person can make something for someone, not only for himself or herself, like the Indian man who broke the mountain because he loved his wife very much. Yeah, exactly. It's not that leaders means we have lakhs and millions of followers. We can be leaders in our own ways. You have a family, you're taking care of them. You're a leader, you're leading them. And you have children, you're taking care of them. You're a leader. You have students, you're taking care of them. You're a leader, right? Leader doesn't mean, it's unfortunate that we assume that leaders do have millions of followers or billions of followers, which is not at all true. It doesn't make them, only this mass following doesn't make anyone a true leader. There are many criteria where you can acquire people. When true leadership is something about inspiring others. If you have a potential to inspire others by your actions, may not be just your words, right? It can be either through words or through actions. If you can inspire any one person around you, I consider you as a leader. It's not my perception, but that's what leadership is all about. It's about inspiring people, letting them get into action and doing things that are going to make a difference, not just in their lives, but also in the lives of people around us, right? So that's what leadership is all about. It's not just about the following, right? We have this unfortunate thinking that leaders do have so many followers, but I don't agree to that. So, Regina, we're all leaders in our own way. Yes, Ananya, hi, a very good morning. Yes, we have a lot many graphics, smileys. Yes, Soumya, Rupali, Suresh. Regina, you feel hypnotized. Okay. Yes, Niharika. Right. So yesterday was, I should say every day is a good day. Yesterday was a special day for our academy, not just for the article which is published in Amravati Times, but also we clocked 9,000 subscribers. This number really excites everyone, right? Even when we post something or when we do something, we obviously expect some numbers. It's not that numbers are very important. You can buy numbers if you want, but when you're doing something and when wholeheartedly you have that kind of response, it obviously excites you, isn't it? And moreover, I said, when you're doing something with passion and when you have that kind of reciprocation from other side, that gives anyone ultimate satisfaction. And we even clocked 9,000 subscribers. And by the way, this is our 104th, if I'm not wrong, 104th live session. I stopped counting after 40 live sessions, but I actually wanted to celebrate the 100th live session, but it was not possible because it was not there in my mind when we were doing our 100th live session. So this is we crossed century of live sessions, which I feel personally as a record of its own sorts because frankly I never expected these things happening. We never had this idea of live sessions. I mean, based on the feedback we got, we started this 2 months ago. And let me just clarify one thing for you. This is not being told just to increase my popularity. Frankly speaking, I'm popular in my own way. So I don't need popularity, and I'm not going to do anything cheap for sake of publicity. We're all doctors, isn't it? We're all professionals, and no one expects us to behave that way. I mean, there are people who obviously think that this is the kind of publicity stunt. I mean, what publicity stunt is this? You do something, you achieve something, you say, I got this. What is publicity in that? Yeah, everyone has the right to express their opinion, but it doesn't matter. But care has to be taken that we shouldn't hurt others' feelings when we're talking. Yes, I do have right to express my opinion. You do have right to express your opinion, but it shouldn't that be in a gentle way. If you use harsh words, if you use something which hurts other person, then obviously it goes on a personal level. I mean, we have this saying, right? Mediocre people think, mediocre mindset people, they discuss about people. Average mindset discuss about issues, but great mindsets do discuss about ideas. So the objective here is to share this idea of optimism, or to discuss if at all there are any issues. But if you use some harsh words or something like that, that obviously happens, right? We can't expect everyone to behave properly. So that goes on to a personal level. So my appeal to all of you is, when someone takes that to a personal level by pointing at you, don't respond. That's the best thing you can do. Don't respond, ignore, and just carry on with your own work. If you try to respond, then it goes on to a very low level, and that really drags it to an extremely negative aspect possible. So the, the, the idea here is to create a platform to have this sense of positivity, but not to increase anyone's publicity, isn't it? So I need not say that, but I have to say this because of few issues that have been propping up in our groups or even in YouTube comments. So I had to clarify this. But the idea here is to not for publicity, but it's a way beyond all this. In fact, to say, I mean, if you can observe my first video, 2016, even 2017, starting of this project, we had clearly made ourselves regarding our objectives and all, and we have a greater purpose in doing all this. And this is not just for cheap publicity. Yes, in fact, and you know what, when I say we have 9,000 subscribers or we have achieved something, and I keep on saying this, it's not possible because of one person. It's not possible. I mean, if you think that only one person is doing all this, then it's totally absurd and wrong. It's because we are able to do this as a unit. It's because of the reciprocation, it's because of the response we have been getting, we are able to reach all these milestones and all. It's not, I mean, the credit doesn't go to one person. Maybe I'm appearing in front of cam, you feel so, but that's not true. Everyone who is involved directly or indirectly gets credit for all that we have been achieving so far. And it's not just one man's show, right? And let me just clarify once again. You have any questions, you can drop them at proudtobedentist@gmail.com. We have a WhatsApp update group to update anything or everything pertinent to our academy from our side in that WhatsApp update group. And we also have study club exclusively for MCQs discussions, right? So just keep a tab on these things and try to follow them just for sake of our convenience, right? Anyways, I keep on saying you can drop a mail anytime 24 by 7 at proudtobedentist@gmail.com, and I will definitely reply as soon as possible, right? Yes. And we have some general questions also. I mean, you have any general questions pertaining to preparation and all, I would be glad to answer them now itself, because live sessions, general discussion, we can just cover up as many topics as possible, as we do not have any restriction here, right? Because subject-wise discussion, we have to restrict the subject. So I think this will be a great opportunity for us to clarify things and to learn from each other in the process, right? Yes, Abhishek. 9003. Okay. I'm waiting for that 49 number so that I can take a screenshot. I can take a screenshot, I can just paste it somewhere. I like the thought of you, leader is who inspires people, whom he loves. Exactly, Regina. Hi, Kavya. Very good morning. You've been off to our live sessions. Hope you're doing fine. Yes, Alvin. Congratulations to all of you as well. Yes, Regina, because we are market driven mostly. You know what, even you're talking about advanced things or new technology, even the basic technology will not be used in most of the clinics as far as I have seen. All I mean, it's not, I can't say, I can't talk for everyone, right? So according to what I've seen, it's like it's mainly money driven. So when it's money driven, you obviously go for issues which can be sorted out simply and where you can draw money at a faster pace. So that's the reason why I think we don't see incorporation of new technology in most of the clinics, and moreover, we don't see using new technology as an investment, frankly. So we feel like why should, for example, let me talk about light cure, which we use for composite. So light cure, we have, I mean, no one really cares about the intensity. No one in the sense we're talking about the clinician. Most of them, let me not just generalize it, but as far as I have seen, they don't care about intensity, which is very important. Don't care about wavelength. All we see is the price. So obviously, when you're going for price, you're going to select one which is cheaper, right? So we have many good light curing units which have very good efficiency, and obviously we're not going to invest in them because of the price issue and because we are not aware. I mean, even though we are aware, maybe we are more negligent. Okay, anyways, it's light. Anyways, it cues. Anyways, there is some light. So because of lack of awareness, or maybe I shouldn't say this, anyone might get hurt, or maybe because of price issues, or maybe because of negligence, it can be. Most of us don't use new technology because because when you ask me this question, like why we don't use new technology here during practice, I mean, one of my friends called me asking me like which light curing unit is best. So when I gave him an answer, obviously the price was so high. He said like, why can't I try a cheaper one, a China made? I said, if you try a China made, obviously it's not going to cure well. There is going to be a decrease in quality of the respiratory treatment, but who cares? So that's how things happen. But I'm not generalizing it. There are clinics, there are clinicians who passionately practice. But as far as I have seen, I mean, most of the clinics, it's like it's market driven, it's money driven. So that's what I think about Revino. Hi, Saumit. A very good morning. Need to. Yes, as we today learn that doing something for others without being selfish, it will be successful. And you are here because you have this positive thinking. You are sharing knowledge as much as possible to make us happy, successful. That's true, Neetu. It's not that, I mean, if you think that is only I have to be successful, and if you take measures accordingly, eh, then you're going to stop somewhere in the middle. No one is going to help you because everyone realizes the fact that this guy is just taking care of himself or herself. But if you create an environment where you, along with others, can move along, then obviously you're going to have that support, and that definitely allows you to reach success or whatever destiny you feel to be like at a faster pace. Obviously, yes, we do have issues from the patient's aspect also, as Saida said. Yes, we do have this in mind. I mean, first of all, we don't give importance to our health. We want anything to be done at a lower price possible, and no one is really bothered about quality. We just want temporary relief. All of us, isn't it? We just love to have temporary ailments or temporary relief so that we can just stay happy for now. It's like in the truth is always painful, but that shouldn't stop us. I mean, That's what I always dream. If at all, I start a clinic, maybe in future, obviously, uh, I want to practice it in a different level. I mean, obviously, we have to do it. Everyone should do it. It's not because truth is something which is harsh and painful. We just can't follow the same and kill ourselves in the process, right? NBD previous papers are important. Yes, Abhishek, obviously you're going to get exposed to as many different set of MCQs as possible. Yes, I do feel they're important in the course of anyone's preparation. Hi Namrata, glad to hear from you. A very good morning. And I'm waiting for sweets. Right. Frankly speaking, okay, you think I'm helping you, but I think I'm doing what I allowed to do. So you can take that in any way possible. I mean, you might take that as a help, others might take that as publicity, or few might take that as. I mean, we have different kinds of perceptions, isn't it? Everyone has their own lens, and we watch it through our own lens. Anyways, thank you so much for your comment. And yes, yes, because positivity is contagious. And I feel that it's our responsibility to share it as much as possible. Of course, Rich, I'm not going to shut all of your. Okay, let me just read out your comment. Once your project of NEET 2017 finishes, please take this type of general session for our regular batch also, because this type of session is really, really boosted those for us. Of course, Richa, why do you think I'll show some bias, right? Obviously, any batch, any aspirant, and for that matter, each and every aspirant is unique, as I say, and I do give importance as much as possible for everyone. So, no bias whatsoever. Everyone is equal, and I treat them equally. It's not that you pay or you register or you don't register, nothing of such criteria here. Irrespective of your registration, we answer your questions, we answer your mails, and it has nothing to do with registration, right? So there is no bias as much as possible, but obviously we do give some preference while answering mails in the process. But anyways, we haven't been doing that even now because we are answering all mails as per the timeline sequence. Previously, we thought like we should do so. I mean, when you have so many mails coming, you should first prioritize and answer your registered students and then unregistered. But nothing like that is happening. We have been replying all mails as per the timeline sequence, and we'll try to follow that as much as possible. And obviously, we're going to have general discussions. Yes, we will do it, and I will do it as much as possible. Yes, Abhishek, you can just find them in Amazon. Try in Amazon, you'll get various MBD previous papers. You have this dental decks, first aid, we have a lot many books. You can find them in Amazon, right? Regina, yes, that's true. You say who is here will be doctors first, not marketing sharks, but unfortunately, it's happening the other way. So that's understood. So let's not just go into it again. Yes, we are all first healthcare professionals. We are all first doctors. Doctors first. And that's what we discussed about hedgehog concept. Anyways, we'll have another session exclusively dedicated to hedgehog concept. That's really again an inspiring concept. And it says that you have to do good. You should be capable in doing good. And obviously you're going to earn from that. So that's hedgehog concept. So once you apply it, it'll be like you'll feel more energetic and you'll have your project sustained for a longer duration. Yes, Saida, of course you can mail. Of course you can mail. That's what I keep on saying every time, right? Of course, you have any doubts, you can drop a mail. Yes, Gina. Okay. You experience that I am unbiased. Okay. Thank you. It's not about good book, Abhishek. Just try to get previous NBD questions, right? That's it. Just get previous NBD questions. that would do good. You just practice them, just for you to have this wider horizon. You can get exposed to as many different set of MCQs as possible. That's the objective there. Yes, Saida, you're welcome. And also, we have been getting few mails regarding preparation. So let me just add a few points pertaining to that. As I said, as I mentioned previously, it's not possible to complete off entire syllabus in a particular subject as per DCI in that week, right? So, I mean, Bernice asked this question. I reckon she is not online. Okay, here the issue is you just can't complete the entire syllabus. So what exactly can you do to overall comprehensively cover the subject? So as I keep on saying, you have conservative and endo this Sunday for comprehensive batch. We have different subjects for different batches. And remember, and for our new batch, we have oral path and medicine. So obviously, remember, it's not possible to complete entire textbook syllabus. That would be impractical, and that would be like expecting too much from yourself, right? As I keep on saying, we have videos. You try covering all the videos, which doesn't take more than 6 to 7 hours. I mean, you can just break them and watch them periodically. You can cover them in, I mean, weeks plan. We can cover them in 3 to 4 days initially. Simultaneously, how much time are you going to take to complete synopsis? 1 day, 2 days maximum to complete the synopsis given in any MCQ book. That's it. You'll be completing MCQ synopsis, you'll be completing videos, you'll be completing key points, if at all, in that particular subject which we give you. And you practice this daily tests, demo tests. And in this process, you'll be covering really nearly 60 to 70% of the subject. You once complete the synopsis, once you complete the videos, key points, and these tests. And finally, during exam or before exam, you have this, as I said, you go through all this stuff, and also you practice MCQs maybe around 80 to 100 a day or 50 to 60 a day. So in the process of clearing MCQs or completing MCQs, also you'll be going through the references, or you'll be going through the explanatory answers, right? And you'll be referring textbooks if necessary. So that pace of preparation will allow you to complete 60 to 70% of syllabus, in my opinion, but not the entire syllabus. So you'll be just having an overview of all the syllabus in that particular week's subject. And with that confidence, you'll give a weekly test. You'll complete the weekly test, note down your positives and negatives, most importantly the negatives, and you'll try to focus them, make a notes. And this is how comprehensively you can cover the subject. It's not possible to complete entire syllabus. Let me just clarify that for you. These are the subjects which you have been studying for years together. You should have that prior knowledge. Even if you don't, at least you can complete or have this comprehensive idea by this approach. So these are the subjects which you have been studying for years, and you can't expect yourself to complete them in a span of week time. Or for our new regular batch for 2018, we have 2 weeks, right? So even then, it's really challenging. So we even shared one draft saying that how to complete your preparation in phases. I've given you some inputs to try completing that based on your customization. For example, I used to do this. First thing I used to do a week one. I mean, for example, today is assume that okay, today is Sunday. I've given some weekly test literature. So from Monday, from tomorrow onwards, the first day what I will do is I'll start with synopsis. I mean, when I was preparing, I had no videos, nothing. So I started with synopsis. So I used to complete off synopsis, maybe maximum of 1 day or 1.5 day. And simultaneously, I used to start topic-wise MCQs. We have this topic-wise segregation of MCQs, right? So we complete off 2 topics a day, or 1 topic a day, depending upon the number of MCQs. Like for example, you have 1 lesson, you complete 1 lesson today, or even 2 lessons, depends upon the number of MCQs, right? Likewise, from Monday to Friday, we used to complete off synopsis, is to complete of MCQs as many as possible, right? Even though it's, see, when I say complete of, it's not that it's not 100% understood that it's completed. Well, there are some chances that you'll be leaving some lessons, right? But majority, as I say, 60 to 70% you'll be completing by Friday. And Saturday we used to revise. Saturday we used to practice again as many MCQs as possible, day in and out. And if at all we had any ambiguity or no clarity in a particular subject, obviously we used to revise the difficult subject or difficult topic on Friday or Saturday, and then on Sunday we used to give an exam. And after exam, we used to just go through the paper, note down our negatives, learn new things from the paper, and make a note of them. And during this entire process of a week, from Monday to Saturday, we used to even prepare notes simultaneously. Notes in the sense only key points, like memory based, or flowcharts or tables or diagrams, whichever you feel like, that should be customized. Right? I shouldn't say what you have to write. It has to be customized. You find it tough to memorize years, months, scientist names, make a note of that. If you find it tough that you're getting confused between these two aspects or in a particular concept, just make a note of it. So you have to customize your notes. So that's how I used to implement personally. That's what I keep on saying. However, you can just improvise on this, right? Since we have videos now, since we have demo tests, since we have daily tests today, all these are to improve our confidence. Obviously, I've been hearing that negative marking is removing your positivity. That shouldn't happen. We even mentioned that clearly. That's true that with negative marking you feel low. That's practical. That's human. But remember, this is a process where you're mastering or you're polishing yourself. Since because of negative marking you're getting low marks, it doesn't mean that you should stop or you should be worried. Obviously, you'll have that, but control that. Control that. Just think that this negative marking is only sharpening me or it's only polishing me so that I would give my best on the final day of exam, isn't it? So don't get worried about negative marking. This negative marking is a challenge for you, and if you are really a serious candidate, as I say, take this as a positive move, right? So since we have videos now, Monday to Friday, your focus should be on completing videos, key points, daily tests, demo tests, and your regular MCQ practice or how many you can do, like 80 to 100, 100 to 150. I don't want to really give a number because if I start giving a number again, you will feel that as pressure because I got one mail saying that I'm unable to complete 100 MCQs. So don't even bother about the numbers. I'm just giving you for sake of a starting point for initiation, right? You can have your own numbers, right? You can clear, you just can't say complete 80 to 100 MCQs per day. It depends upon the MCQ, depends upon the topic, right? So divide your day based on topics. If you have, for example, 10 topics in that particular subject, every day 2 or 3 topics. So keep that as a daily target. If you feel like you are unable to accomplish that, decrease the target. Lower your expectations in the sense don't put too much of pressure on you. So you have 10 chapters, try to complete Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days, 5 to 10 or 4 to 8, or you can just go at, if it's a larger topic, you can just complete one topic in one day and divide the rest of the topics into remaining consecutive days, right? It doesn't matter, it has to be customized. So in first 5 days, how much you can divide efficiently. So divide it Sunday itself or Monday morning itself, and once you divide the number of topics, so I hope it's clear, right? So videos, key points, demo tests, daily tests, and then divide your topics as per the days, Monday to Friday, and then practice those MCQs depending upon the topic. It can be 50, 80, 100, 150. But when you're practicing MCQs, also keep in mind that it's not just answering them, it's referring your answers, finding out where you've gone wrong, and then going through the explanation and then referring your standard textbook. That should happen. When that's happening, consider that as a completion. If you stop anywhere in between, that's incomplete, right? So you have to refer. You have to start with MCQ, check your answer, refer your explanatory answer, and then make notes if possible. That completes the cycle, in my opinion. That's my take, right? And similarly, Monday to Friday, complete all of these topics, and Saturday is a time where you just test yourself or go through, because Saturday has to be like a reserve day where topics which you haven't mentioned or you haven't covered, you can try covering them, or which topics you feel like they are difficult to master, you can go through them before exam for sake of confidence. And Sunday is a day where you have to give your test early in the morning or whenever you feel like fresh, right? So early in the morning is the best time, or evening after you have this power nap, get up and then give a test. You have to be fresh when you're giving a test, and that's how you proceed. Once you complete the test, take a printout, make a note of all the errors you have done, and make sure that you're learning from that paper as well. So this is how comprehensively you can complete off that week's syllabus, right? So that's how you can actually work. And try applying this model for all the subjects and try improvising it for you. So if you feel like you need to improvise in particular areas, do improvise. And you want any further feedback, just let me know, right? And that's what I can say. To the least or to the maximum extent, I can tell you till this, but I can't really say study this topic in this hour, study that particular topic in this hour. That wouldn't be practical. And if I keep on saying that, if I give you this list of instructions like what you have to study every day or every hour, that would add up to your pressure. But in spite of that, because of the requests I'm getting, I've been creating these weekly schedules and distributing so that that acts as a starting point. It's not that you have to follow it blindly. If you can follow it, that's good. But if you can improvise it, or if you have to customize that based on your needs, do that. Okay. So that's my intention here, right? So I hope I made myself clear, and this is very important while you're preparing, right? Any subject, any week, that's how you proceed. If it's for regular batch 2018, you have 2 weeks, so divide it according to that. So you have 14 days time, perfect time to complete most of the syllabus. If you're going for exam this year, then 1 week time, how to make maximum use of it, right? So often we get demotivated, we feel bad, but we need to get motivated. As I said, it's like daily bathing. So you take bathing every day to get rid of all the smells, odors, and all. So everyday motivation is really very important. And assume that you are the topper of this year's entrance. So we have this dummy rank card in our e-classes, or you want, I can mail you. You can just take a printout, write down your name. So we have that rank one, and that definitely adds up to your confidence. And I've been getting mails saying that that's really working, which is a good sign, right? You have any questions? Let me know further. Okay, Bernice is in church. What, Pooja? Who is demotivating here? I'm sure all of you are really pumped up with energy and positivity, right? So obviously, I mean, it's not that I'm doing something unique. We all, even when I discuss some issues, Toffee, hey, when we discuss issues, obviously negativity creeps in. But the challenge here is it's not that I don't have negativity. I have lots and lots of negativity, but I fight to overcome it as much as possible. In spite of that, I do have a negativity of this is okay, right? So the point here is everyone has these two aspects, but we should try to dominate or uphold this positivity, right? So I'm glad to know that these live sessions are really helping you all. Definitely, we're going to do more and more live sessions and increase our energy and positivity all over. Yes, Pooja? Yeah, yes, Richa. Glad to hear that. Yes, 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 Pooja. No one is here to demotivate you. We all will. I mean, look at your morning group. It's full of energy. I mean, I've opened it today. I haven't really gone through messages, but there are 900 messages. Everyone is pumped up, answering. It depends. And you know what? When we say that someone is motivating or demotivating you, it depends on our perception also. Yes, Richa, yes, plan of action. I sent a mail, but I felt like I should add some emotion to it. I mean, the problem with these text messages is that we do not have emotion, isn't it? So I just wanted to add some emotion, so I just want to discuss that. And that's really very important and relevant, right? And most importantly, don't get demotivated if you're not sticking to schedule. Because if you feel demotivated, then the obvious thing that's going to happen is you're going to disturb your next preparation as well. Do you want that to happen? No, right? So, okay, whatever has happened, okay, if you couldn't stick on the schedule, that's fine. That's fine. At least from now, what you can do to improve. So that's how you improvise constantly, and reach your target. It's not easy, but it shouldn't be easy as well. If it's easy, then it doesn't have any value. Success is not going to have any value, right? So it has to be tough. And as they say, when I mean, only when the tough, what do you call that? When the situations get tough, the tough gets going. We have that beautiful quote. Yeah, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, isn't it? So that's how the scenario has to be. Because that adds up ultimately to our confidence, and in life, any issues you come across, you can overcome them with greater confidence. And as I said, you will be a source of inspiration to many and many people around you. Yes, Regina, what is your future mail? I haven't seen that. Okay, I'll try not to be angry. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. So Pooja is not talking about us. I mean, you. She's talking about people at home, maybe relatives, yeah, and people around you. Okay, Pooja. Yes, yes. Everyone has this problem. That's really true. Everyone has this problem. Everyone starts demotivating or talks these things which really demotivate us. Yes, I do agree with you, Pooja. You're welcome, Saida. Yes, Regina. Yes, today was a great morning with great MCQs by Saida and Bernas. Good, good going. Okay, Regina. Yes, send me a mail. Definitely. I'll try not to be angry. Yes, Rich, exactly. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Thank you. Right. So you want me to discuss anything in general? We'll definitely have a discussion, right? I think my charging is getting low. Just give me 2 minutes, right? Yeah, right. So it's been past 1 hour. Do you want me to discuss anything? Just let me know. I'll just stay for another few minutes. Toffee, toffee, toffee. No, no, toffee. No, no. He's sleeping actually. So he looks very dull. You need not. I mean, if you are going for next week's subject, you have to focus on that. When you have this cumulative test, you'll have a break time also. You'll have 14 days or 2 weeks time. Then you can revise at that time during your cumulative exam time. I mean, if you revise now, you'll not have time for the next subject, right? So I would say that instead of revising the previous subject this way, you hold it on because we have these strategic breaks where before your cumulative test you'll have 2 weeks time. So 2 weeks time you can cover 4 to 5 subjects for revision, right? So obviously you can do that then. Yes, Regina, you're most welcome. And Toffee, say good morning to everyone, and we'll sleep. Okay. Yes, Aishwarya, how is your Toffee? Toffee, Aishwarya is saying hi to you. Why don't you just reciprocate, Toffee? Hi. Yes, she, Toffee, Toffee. She Toffee, say hi. Okay, I think he's having these hiccups. Hmm. Yes. Yes, Toffee, you want to have any moves here? Right. See, there, there. Here is the cam. Here. Camera is here. Toffee. Camera is here. Yes, Aishwarya, you can. You would love to. Richa, it is she, not he. Yes, they're not visible in cam, but in reality, you can look at that clearly. You can just make out. Okay, okay, Aishwarya, convey my hi to your Tuffy as well. Right. So before we conclude, I just summarize all that we discussed so far for 5 minutes, and then we'll break. So today we discussed about the great double great Muhammad Ali, who has achieved a lot in his life, and he is a source of inspiration for generations together. And he says, and we have used the same quote as today's title: any test is going to be a suffer. In fact, I hated, he said, and I quote, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. And these are some of the valuable lessons. I think it's breaking. Yeah, right. So these are some of the valuable lessons which we can learn from Ali. He says it's not the action that makes a thing right or wrong, but the purpose behind the action. And his take on working conditions: I would have been the world's greatest at whatever I did. Whatever you do, give 100% effort and give your heart at it, and never try to be a follower but determined to be a leader. Add excellence as your secret ingredient to every task you undertake. And you don't have to be what everyone else wants you to be. Break all these barriers and entangles and don't go as per others' expectations. You're unique and embrace that uniqueness. Break all these chains of expectations around you and be unique in your own way, right? And we have a green signal from Toffee as well. Yes, I used to say he, and I got banging from my wife. So I started saying she. Right. So I'm going to share these codes in our WhatsApp update group as well. So I hope you have enjoyed today's session and learned few important things as well in the process. And wish you all the best. Love you all. Take care and see you tomorrow with